We begin with some breaking news coming in from Washington, D.C., where two staff members of the Israeli embassy have been shot dead. U.S. President Donald Trump has condemned the killings as horrible and anti-Semitic. The shooting took place on the street in front of the Capitol Jewish Museum. A 30-year-old suspect has been arrested. Police say the man chanted "Free, Free Palestine" while being taken into custody. The Israeli ambassador to the U.S. said the victims were a young couple who were planning to marry. They were departing an event at the museum when the suspect approached them and opened fire with a handgun. Well, Israel's ambassador to the U.S., Yeshiel Leiter, gave more details about the couple killed in the attack.
The couple that was gunned down tonight in the name of Free Palestine is a young couple about to be engaged. The young man purchased a ring this week with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend next week in Jerusalem. They were a beautiful couple who came to enjoy an evening in Washington's Cultural Center. I will say this: we are a resilient people. The people of Israel are resilient people, and the people of the United States of America are resilient people. Together we won't be afraid, together we'll stand, and we're going to overcome moral depravity of people who think that they're going to achieve political gains through murder.
Our Washington correspondent Benjamin Alvarez is following the story for us. Benjamin, what more do we know at this point?
Shortly after 9 p.m. East time, local time here in Washington, D.C., multiple calls were received by Metropolitan Police here. That's what the mayor said during a very light midnight press conference. She started by saying that there is no active threat following this incident that the mayor called that is frightening a lot of people, not only here in the capital of the United States, but also in other cities in this country. She said that acts of terrorism, anti-Semitism, will not be tolerated. We know that a man and a woman, as we just heard, a young couple working at the Israeli embassy here in Washington, D.C., were killed in that shooting that happened just in front of this Capitol Jewish Museum that is located just 1 block away from the Washington, D.C. Police Department. Authorities believe that the shooting was committed by a single suspect that was observed pacing back and forth outside of this museum before approaching a group of 4 people, and that's where he opened fire. After this shooting, the suspect entered the museum, was detained by museum security, and once he was in handcuffs, he said, where he discharged this weapon and also said that he committed this crime.
Now, this suspect, this man, has been arrested. What can you tell us about him, about a possible motive?
So a 30-year-old suspect from Chicago that, as you mentioned, chanted "Free, Free Palestine" while in custody, while he was being detained. That's also what the Metropolitan Police Chief said. The investigation is ongoing, so authorities are quite reluctant there to answer questions on ties to potential terrorism or motivation, also based on hate crime. It is also not clear if the suspect traveled from Chicago to Washington, D.C. to commit the shooting, or he was here for a couple of days. Police said they had no prior interaction with him, and the authorities also did not answer on whether he surrendered inside of this museum or if it was police that had to apprehend him, because according to a witness who spoke to U.S. media, the suspect was let in by security guards, asked for police officers, and then admitted the crime when they arrived. But that's, of course, is the version of one of the witnesses who was there. There was an event, so they were just leaving this museum where the shooting occurred. So we'll need to wait for this investigation to find out exactly what unfolded outside, but also inside of this museum in downtown Washington.
We already heard the Israeli ambassador to the U.S. speak about this attack. What other reactions have there been?
There have been many reactions here in the US, reactions across the political spectrum. President Trump said that hatred and radicalism have no place in the United States of America. He called this killing based obviously on anti-Semitism. We also heard from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who first confirmed that it was 2 Israeli embassy staff members that were killed. She said, and I quote, "the depraved act of anti-Semitic terrorism." That's what the ambassador, the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations said. And what we've also heard from Senator Chuck Schumer, who is the highest ranking Jewish official in the United States. He said, "this sickening shooting seems to be another horrific instance of anti-Semitism, which, as we know, is all too rampant in our society." We can expect to hear more from them in a couple of hours, and also to hear more from authorities that said that they will be in touch with the Jewish community here in Washington, D.C. So there will be schools, synagogues, cultural centers who will be contacted in the next couple of days to see if security needs to be ramped up, because the mayor of Washington also vowed to help with some extra security if that is needed for the members following this killing here in the U.S. Capitol.
DW's Benjamin Alvarez Gruber having a long night in Washington, D.C. Thanks so much.